Pistons Live is presented by Cure Auto Insurance. The Pistons able to culminate what has been a historic season with a 133-120 win here in the season finale in Indianapolis. A lot of smiles, a lot of accomplishments, a lot of accolades individually, collectively. This will be a team that is remembered, and we'll find out obviously in a couple weeks or a couple months just how well they're going to be remembered. As George Blaha and Special K join the show here, guys, you can get emotional just thinking about this team. I know you've been doing this for 50 years. Special K, not far behind. You've seen a lot of basketball. When you look at the accomplishments of this team, George, it's like, what comes to mind for you right now?
Well, it makes you smile.
Yeah.
And early in the year, I could tell for sure what I felt last season even. These guys love playing for J.B. Bickerstaff.
Yeah.
And I can tell you this, they loved playing for Chuck Daly back in the day and appreciated playing for Larry Brown because they thought he was a genius, which he was and still is. But they love playing for J.B.
Yeah.
He's a great guy and a heck of a basketball coach.
Yeah.
And when your coach pulls guys together and makes them all smile and compete and play for one another,
yeah,
great things can happen, and they already have.
Yeah.
I'd like to amend just one thing I said both in the pregame and during the game, because I don't want people to misconstrue me. When I talk about this season being maybe the best in Pistons history.
Sure.
Listen, I know the championships trump everything. I'm not comparing it to that. I'm comparing the regular seasons.
Yeah, I got you.
And the regular seasons, I think this is the best one they've ever had because of where they've come from.
That's it. It's a, let's see, 46-win improvement in 2 years, right? From 14 wins to 60. Here we go. So, look, and I knew what you meant by saying that. And again, everybody's chasing the same thing. There's only one Larry O'Brien presented every year, and we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but they've done what you have to do during the regular season to put yourself in the best position to get there. And you look at, again, the going to work guys, the bad boys, and now this group. What is their identity? What is their potential to perhaps create another dynasty? We just have to, we'll have to find out. We don't want to rush anything, but the bottom line is you appreciate the present, you appreciate what this group did, and to your point, Greg, how quickly they turned this thing around to get to 60 wins is remarkable. How do you think, you mentioned like with JB, and it's true, you have to have the right guy at the helm. You have to. How do you think this team will be remembered as far as like an identity? I mean, right, the going to work guys you saw, and they did 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals. They went to work, right, with hard hats on, and the bad boys were the baddest of them all.
Well, these guys, I might even correct Greg. I don't know. You can't correct Greg as smart as he is. But
You can offer another opinion.
Yes, but everybody can have an opinion.
That's it.
We all got noses. And we all got opinions. So let me just say this. I think last season may have been the greatest season the Pistons have had because they bounced back from a god-awful record the year before.
Yeah.
They weren't a god-awful team, but they had a god-awful record.
14 and 68.
And to do what they did last year in JB's first season,
yeah,
you could see these guys all buying in.
Yeah.
And you could see Cade with some of the weight off his shoulders just a little bit. I mean, he has so much he has to do to make this a great team, and he did it all. But it wasn't quite as hard, I don't think, last season as it had been before. And for everybody, they were smiling last year. Now they're almost laughing out loud this year because it's been that much fun.
Now comes the hard part.
Yeah.
Because if they really want to cement a legacy, they've got to take this thing, they've got to take it a good long way. And I think they're capable. I would not bet against them because the way they have answered every challenge, stared down every piece of adversity that's been thrown their way. I think of some of the games they've won with 4 and 5 and 6 rotation players out.
Amazing.
Didn't blink, just kept on going. So I would never bet against this team. It'll be interesting to see who their first-round opponent is because whoever it is, it won't be easy.
Yeah. And again, we'll find. They're not going to find out till Friday because you got to get through all the play and stuff. We still don't even have the full Eastern Conference It's getting close because everybody's closing up now. But once they solidify the 5 and the 6 seeds, likely going to be Toronto at 5. Atlanta would be in the 6th. And then again, with the play-in, 7 versus 8, 7 versus 8, 9 versus 10. It could be any one of 4 teams that they've had success against, obviously, to this point. And, you heard Kate talk about it. It's okay for people to say, okay, what do you judge on? You judge on wins, you judge on championships when it comes to greatest player debates and greatest team debates. I think this team had a central focus, as Cade says. All the things that came along throughout the year that you appreciate and were able to do, that's great. But they want to do something special, and they've got the horses to do it.
Well, you have to understand, in the first round of the playoffs, Miami, I believe, came from nothing to get to the NBA Finals.
That's right.
So any team you play, as I always say, they have NBA players.
Exactly.
And they all have an NBA coach and an NBA coaching staff. So in order to advance and stay alive in the postseason, you got to take everybody seriously and give every game and every minute your best shot.
What you're watching here are some of the things that the Pistons have done all season to put themselves right now where they are with 60 wins on the season, sharing that basketball. They had 35 assists in this game, and maybe had it been a game for a longer period of time, they could have gotten to 40. Everybody helping the other. Paul Reed didn't miss a shot tonight, folks. So he is in the record books. He's probably not the only Piston to have a perfect night, shooting over 10 attempts.
I think he's the only one, 11 for 11.
I'm just told most makes, what is that?
Without a miss.
Most makes without a miss. He didn't even miss a free throw in Pistons history. Paul Reed, folks.
You just never
know how I feel about Paul, right?
D-ball Paul, we know. Gregory always says, I love Paul Reed.
So it's either going to be, and that's another one of the nice stories. You talk about Danis Jenkins again, maybe the feel-good story of the year in the NBA. It'll either be Orlando, Philadelphia, Charlotte, or Miami come first round. And they'll handle that when they handle that. And I think, to your point about taking every team seriously, the thing that this team has done, and you noticed even late in the game when Indiana made it a game, you're going to let guys go out there and play. He let his reserves go out there and sold it away, right? It got a little nerve-wracking maybe.
Sure did.
But the coach has total belief in the guys.
Nerve-wracking for us, not for JB, apparently.
No, he was fine. He seemed to be okay with everything. But I think he'll have these guys ready to go regardless of who that, the first-round opponent's going to be.
I agree. And these guys, I mean, they left Boston, New York, and Cleveland in their dust during the season. And in big games late against good teams, they showed all the muscle and intelligence and skill and finesse that you need to win games. So I have no doubt if they bring their A game, and they will, because they always do, they're going to be a tough out for anybody.
I want to say this about this team, because we watched it all year. We talked about it, how close they are, the camaraderie, the genuine affinity that they have for each other. I can tell you that I had that in college at Michigan State. It's a special thing. I never experienced that at the NBA level because it's rare. You got grown men. You don't have opportunities really to bond like they do now and take advantage of it. I think that was a big part of their success. I only wish I could have experienced this at the pro level. It's rare. You don't see it very often.
That's what's so special about this group. You mentioned about, the whole Detroit versus everybody, about that. And Kate even said, we're going to play with a little bit more of a chip this year than we had last year going to the playoffs. I thought you were at your best here coming down the stretch, as we say in racing terms, with the way that the Pistons, handled themselves against other teams. As far as, like kind of taking that kind of mantra, like you're coming at us, hey, we're going to bring it right back to you.
Sure.
And I thought with some of your calls there, just down the stretch, I thought, the fans appreciated you emptying the clip a little bit about your love for this team and this organization.
Well, thank you. The fans are the best. None of us would have a job if it weren't for the fans. So thank you, everybody, including my wife, Mary. Happy birthday. You come to every game. You watch every game. And there's so many other people out there like that. Yeah. Like Donna Kelser and Mrs. Kelser.
Yeah.
And
one day I'll join you guys.
Well,
by the way,
we've seen your mom.
Clean shaven Johnny Kane. That'll make somebody happy.
Yeah, maybe. No, it's been great, man. And to your point, there's so many people that enjoy it. It's a blessing. It's a true privilege. It's like one of the greatest privileges of my life to be able to cover this organization, and for you guys doing it more than almost 90 years combined.
Yeah, but we don't take it for granted. It is a privilege.
Sure it is.
I look back on it many times and just give, great thanks for what has been a wonderful opportunity. I never could have envisioned something like this at the end of my playing career. This is what I wanted to do and have been blessed to do it. And George, as we always say, man, we've learned a lot from you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from you guys. And Johnny handles things magnificently when he's in the spotlight. So keep it going, buddy.
Appreciate you, buddy. All right, very good. All right, this will be our last show on FanDuel Sports Network. Obviously, it's going to go to the national broadcast once we get into the postseason. But you're going to get an opportunity. You'll be calling Pistons basketball on radio alongside Rick Mahorn. So people get a chance to hear the voice.
Radio's a great way to do a game.
I love radio.
You got a challenge.
That's it.
You can't just let the play go by and catch up later. You got to be on it at that moment. And it's a wonderful challenge.
Yeah.
So everybody's got to bring their A game.
Yeah, you'll bring it. So look forward to listening to you, and just appreciate you guys coming on, to kind of put a bow on this season. We're going to go take our first break here. But a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be reflective on for what's been a magnificent regular season, and now we ramp things up as we get ready for the postseason. Is JB Bickerstaff available just yet? Do we?